Joining us live now is Andrea Stricker, who's the Deputy Director of the Foundation for Defence of Democracy's Non-Proliferation and Biodefence Program. Andrea, good to see you this morning. Thank you for your time. So it's really coming down to semantics at the moment. Obliteration, severely damaged, months, years. So let's start with what you know, with the actual sites. We'll start there. From your vantage point and from those satellite images that we've all been able to see, how badly do you think Iran's nuclear sites have been affected?
Thanks for having me. Good morning. I think that my assessment would be on the rosier side, that the nuclear program has likely been set back many months, if not years. We have seen damage to the uranium conversion step, the enrichment, and then the process of turning uranium into atomic weapons metal. And also the weaponization step. The Israelis took a lot of action before the U.S. joined the strike. And so even if Iran wanted to make a nuclear weapon in a dash effort, it likely doesn't have the people or the capabilities nor the equipment to do so.
I'll get to that in a moment, but just to follow up on your first point, how can you tell, what are the telltale signs of massive damage underground to the structure?
Well, you're looking at whether the entrances are destroyed, whether the earth has caved, damage to the ventilation shaft. And certainly it's easier to tell from the above ground facilities. With ones like the underground Natanz facility, you can see damage from the massive ordnance penetrators that have gone in two of those. So that facility doesn't exist anymore. The above ground pilot plant at Natanz is gone for sure due to Israel's strike. And then the Fordow site, time will tell. But I think even if the plant is intact and not crushed, likely the highly enriched uranium that might be inside is not attainable by the Iranians. They need to excavate quite a bit for it. And then around 3,000 advanced centrifuges, 2,700 of those could be damaged just from the shockwave.
Okay, so look, this is an interesting picture right here. This one we're showing you now. So it's just moved on now, but it's that line of trucks, Andrea, that CNN and the New York Times used in their report, this one here, when they published that report, that preliminary report yesterday. The indication was, or the assumption was, that those trucks had moved the enriched uranium beforehand. Do you think that's credible?
It's very possible, although Israel and the White House have said that they believe a lot of it was inside. There's another possibility that it was in the Esfahan tunnel complexes that were also bombarded by the United States. Or it could be in the hands of the Iranians. If some of that material is in their hands, they could have the ability to make up to 9 to 10 nuclear weapons. But again, they don't have the weaponization route available to them from my assessment.
Okay. I was speaking to your colleague Mark Montgomery yesterday on the program, and this is getting back to another of your points. He made the point too, it's not just about the facilities, it's the expertise as well. It's the officials, it's the scientists who've been taken out. How long does that kind of expertise take to replace?
There may be people who are trained in some of these activities, but even if they are available to take over any of the activities that their predecessors were working on, they honestly may not have a lot of the equipment or the documentation to enable them to do that quickly. And then also, Israel has penetrated the Iranians so heavily that they may be able to see any such steps. The U.S. may see it, and they may have to strike again if they saw Iran moving toward a bomb.
So, I mean, to wrap up now, with all of that said, the expertise and the infrastructure, are you leaning more towards years rather than months that Iran could possibly get its nuclear program back on track?
I would say many years to restore everything that they have. If we're talking about a crash push to assemble atomic weapons, that could be less. But again, my hope is that it's around 2 years at least, and Iran is significantly hindered.
Yeah, and that's if the Americans or the Israelis don't hit it again. Andrea, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you. We'll chat again soon.